Hello, Christoph here, and I'm super happy that you're here today. And today I want to go a bit again into research-based development, and I want to show you one of our product surveys that we did already 1.5 years back now, which is one of our most crucial surveys that we built to understand our audience, our young people, our users in a much better way, to build actually a product for them, to provide the right features, to provide the right content. And yeah, let's just dig into it. So the survey was called one of the biggest decisions in life, choosing the right study program. So the goal of the survey was actually to understand how people think, which information are they looking for, what are the biggest challenges, to understand really in detail about their problems right now, how we can solve them at the end of the day with an app, with our product, and which information, which content is crucial for their decision. So very important in the beginning to get some demographic data to understand where they're from, what they're looking for, when they plan to start, so to know where they are on their journey, if they're already researching, what's their budget roughly, if they have decided already on a study field, which field it is, if they've decided on a specific university or program already. So really the first 9 questions here are to understand and to group and to segment people afterwards once we have the responses, which is really insightful afterwards to have those different segments and understand, okay, people in this segment have a totally different way and totally different challenges sometimes than people in other segments. So here we ask a bunch of open questions. So what are the most important criteria for you to select the university? Very good open question, great feedback we got here. Where did some research before, so we got a few new platforms that we didn't know about before. It's always really great to ask those open questions here, because then people think what they did actually. And then which options to research study programs and universities are you aware of? So again, similar question here. The next question here, question 13, we put in basically the same question as before. What are the most important criteria to select the university, as an open question here. And then, I mean, obviously we had a bunch of ideas from feedback we already got, and then ask them afterwards to tell us if it's very important, not very important, or not important at all, to understand it actually in detail and better. Same here for the biggest challenges. First, we ask an open question about the biggest challenges. Great to ask an open question, but then right after we ask the same question, just with a few things we had in our mind, what's the biggest challenge for them, and tell us actually, okay, is it very difficult or not really difficult. An additional question we ask here is about if there would be a perfect app, how does it look like? So there were some really good answers. So it's usually a very difficult question to ask in a survey. It's great sometimes to ask in a conversation if you ask the right follow-up questions. He would just put it in to see maybe there's some new ideas that users come up with and people come up with. Again, here we had a question about the influence of friends, to understand that a bit better, and always good to have just leave a box at the end if we missed anything. So this was quite a long survey, 18 questions, a lot of open questions. It's kind of on the edge. You shouldn't have a longer survey, so this took actually roughly 10 minutes for people to fill out. But we still had very good completion rates. So it's always check your completion rates when you have surveys. If they're too long, people drop out, stop at some point. I usually prefer to have everything on one page and then submit it, that people actually see how much you have to fill out and not have multiple steps, because if people are not aware, okay, how far can I go, how long does the survey actually take, but if you give people everything on one page, that worked actually for us quite well. So this is a product survey that we did. We did a bunch of analysis afterwards. We had several hundred respondents, and I will tell you a bit afterwards in a new video about how we got actually to those respondents. But yeah, as I said, the goal of the survey was to understand the challenges, to understand the decision criteria, which information do we have to provide, and this gave us some great insight on how to build actually a product, how to solve a problem for the users and go the next steps before we actually build a prototype and do user testing.